In terms of miking up a bass guitar, it's actually quite an unusual instrument because there's a number of different ways we can achieve it. The most simple route is to simply go bass guitar, 1/4 inch jack lead, straight into a DI box. We're going to get sound from the bass straight into the PA. Unlike an electric guitar, the tone of the bass straight in is really nice and beautiful. Because we're using a DI box, of course, we must remember to set the pad settings correctly to make sure the signal's not too hot or too weak. Equally, if we've got a buzz coming on the line, we can use the earth lift to get rid of that buzzing. The challenge with going straight into a DI box and into the PA is that, of course, as a bass player on stage, you get no sound coming back to you other than what's fed into the stage monitors. As a result, some musicians quite like to link straight out of the DI box and into an amp on stage. This enables them to have an on-stage reference so they can hear themselves as well as all the other instruments in the band. Of course, by doing this, we're only getting the sound straight from the bass guitar going into the PA. Really, the amp on stage isn't affecting the tone at all. Now, some bass players quite like the tonality and the coloration given to you by the preamps within a bass guitar amp. In which case, you don't want to go guitar, DI and link out. Actually, you want to mic up or DI the bass amp itself to maximise the tonality of the amp. For example, I've actually got a DI output on this amplifier. Of course, when I connect up to it, I can take the XLR, don't need a DI box, just go straight into the amp. That way, I'm getting the preamp tone of the amplifier to get that coloration that the bass player might want, but I'm not getting any of the speaker sound. It's just the preamp. Some bass amps, for example, the more legendary amps like the Ampeg SVT, actually the tone that you're getting from the amp is as much being produced by the speakers as it is the amplifier, much the same way as an electric guitar amp. In this case, DIing out can be helpful, but you're not going to get the full range of tones. For these big amplifiers, I would always recommend miking up. If you're going to choose to mic up the amplifier, then something like a kick drum mic is absolutely ideal for this application. For example, I have an Audix D6 here. We could use an AKG D112. Anything really designed for a kick drum to handle those really low frequencies is perfect. When it comes to positioning, I'm going to aim halfway between the edge of the speaker cone and the dead centre. Perhaps you want to aim for the edge and pull in 2 to 3 inches to maximise the warmth of the centre of the tone and the bite and attack of the edge of the cone. In some professional applications, you can choose to use both the DI output and miking up the cab. This gives you 2 different tones to work with, and you can choose which one you want to do, which is most appropriate for the song. If you haven't got a kick drum mic, then something like an SM58, SM57 as a vocal mic, it's not ideal, but it will do. Again, I'm going to be looking for the same positioning a couple of inches off the edge of the cone.